Good evening. Welcome to Discovery Paranormal. I am your host, Beauregard Asshole. And I will tell you this: no eternal reward will forgive us now for wasting the dawn. I debated whether to start talking like that from now on. Just like, just kind of like talk like this. Hello. Kind of impatient. I come from some country in Europe where we don't like standing in line. Get to it already. Be like all demanding all the time. Hurry up. Take your time, but hurry up. Get to it. That's how crazy. That's how crazy I am. That's only a taste. That's only the mere taste of the hors d'oeuvre. How crazy I am. So tonight we're talking about spirit guides. And the crazier you are, the more the stronger they need to be. Just put it that way. Stronger they need to be. The people who, spirits who, animals who will guide you, give you messages, kind of give you the heads up for trouble coming. Some of them are better at it than others, apparently. But also it depends on the person. I think I think that they're going to be with you no matter what. But I think that people kind of get desensitized from being around certain people. So they're supposed to give you that guidance, use that feeling, the message, something tangible that's going to kind of distract you and make you think of doing the right thing instead of doing the wrong thing. That doesn't work for people. Sometimes it does. I don't want to be negative on you. That's what spirit guide just told me. My spirit guide has been through the ringer, man. So what is a spirit guide? Is it like a guardian angel, Curtis Sliwa type of thing? No. So using the language of modern mystics, a spirit guide is a non-physical being assigned to guide us to attain the greatest potential on earth. In a way, they care for us like a guardian angel and assist us in many processes and transformations as we navigate life. The spirit guide is an ascended being that has thoroughly mastered life's lessons. You know what? They've been through it, right? And comes through energetically as a guiding light for you. So whether you know it or not, you basically have a whole team of spirit guides. That's your cheering section. Your biggest fans. So, and no matter the cultural, spiritual background, every culture, everybody talks about spirit guides. Isn't that funny? And it's all about knowledge, wisdom, protection. Isn't that beautiful to think something like that, man? To like just have that thought that there's this guide looking out for you. You know what I mean? What about all the people who get killed, though? I don't know what happened to that. I don't. You see, there's a thing going on. What about the innocent people? What about the people who are kind of just innocent bystanders and they get, you know, hey, watch out for that bus. What bus? Boom, type of situation. You know what I mean? So anyway, there's numerous ways to meet your guides and foster relationships with them throughout your lifetime. This, well, it's basically to receive that wisdom, the counsel, and a spirit guide could also be a loved one that had passed, or even a pet that had passed. That's just spending time with you. Just to be with you along the path of life, right? So I don't know. Anyway, I think that you probably understand that there's a force around that yeah, maybe it's not going to save you from a bus, but maybe it'll give you the inkling or the idea of a direction sometimes. Not everybody. Well, I think I'll put it this way. they're not there to make decisions for you, right? Like guardian angels aren't there to make decisions for you. They're more like counsel, conciliati, like that Godfather, conciliati. And what do you think of this, Fat Tony? I don't think you should do it. Sounds dangerous. And you do it anyway, and terrible things happen. It's called learning lessons, and hopefully, from those lessons, you don't get hit by a bus. If you step out in the street without looking, it's kind of, and it's anybody's guess what's going to happen at that rate. So, but yeah, your guides can protect you from negativity or harmful thought loops, usher you through anxious, depressive thoughts. Now, if you look at commercials on television, they got a pill for all that, man. They got a pill for everything. They don't encourage spirit guides in these pharmaceutical companies. They want you to take that pill. Are you anxious? Are you depressed? you know, Whatever your problem is, they got a pill for it. They got a pill for people that don't even have a problem. You may have a problem one day, so take this pill. Although, look at the side effects. So spirit guides help connect you with your soul, to the true purpose. What do you think your soul is? And do you think your soul just solely exists inside of you, your meat puppet? Or do you think, I mean, I just read an article, fascinating article, about the human brain and how it is much like the cosmos, much like the things that happen. And, it's very interesting how things are made up in the universe. And of course, we don't know anything as people. We barely even know what the hell's going on around us. We barely know our own society. I mean, look at people and how twisted they are. Look what people justify, even with organized religion and all the heinous, crazy stuff people do. For some kind of thing that they don't even know if it's real or not. They themselves, but yet they defend it like it is, and they go to great lengths and have caused wars, great suffering, destruction for years and years and years because of it. So yeah, those people, those are the ones I'm talking about. You need a spirit guide acting like that. So they're going to help you make the right decisions. Maybe. I think my spirit guide's messed up. Tell you the truth. I think he's more messed up than I am. I got to look out for him or her. So there's different types of spirit guides, and with anything in the world, there's layers to stuff, and then you can separate those things and give them labels, and then you're in a world of organization, right? So there's the higher self. So this one is basically you always have access to no matter what, and your higher self is already you. Instead of being a separate spirit based version of you, it's simply the part of you that's deeply connected with the divine and can easily see past a lot of the earthly things that can get in the way of divine reasoning. Like Lao Tzu said, there's no greater curse than desire, no greater curse than wanting something for oneself. So, yeah, you got to eat, right? Is that the same thing? So, in my higher self, that's like, pop up on your shoulder, the little angel pops up. Michael, I don't think you should do this, what you're thinking about doing, because it's not right. And then the devil pops up on the other side. You do it. Don't even think. Don't think. Do it. People mess up by thinking. Just do it. Just do it. And the angel's like, "Oh, you shut up over there. You don't know what you're talking about." And devil's like, "Shut up, angel. Go screw yourself. Just do it. Both of you, do it." that's the battle, right? Your freaking confidence and your paranoia. That's what you can kind of divide yourself up into. That's all people really are. You've got your confidence that tells you that you're hot, sexy, you can do anything, you're the best, most smartest, intelligent. Then you get your paranoia. Oh, you're fat, you're ugly, you probably have skin cancer, you're a loser. Those two battle it out. They battle it out. So in me, I like applying people to my confidence and paranoia. So my confidence is the rock. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I could call upon the rock and he could solve any problem with one of his flying through the air, bust on you type of moves that he does in movies and whatever. He's the rock, right? And my paranoia is my ex. I don't know if the rock can handle that most of the time. It's ooh, it's a pretty even balance. You know what I mean? But I get to sit back and watch. That's the beauty of it. I get to watch the two titans battle it out. Ugh. So there's also angels and archangels. See now, but then you get into a whole thing of archangels, who angels really were, the misinterpretations of angels. You know what I mean? There's a lot of dumbfummery in there. There's a lot of people who wrote that stuff too that didn't know what the hell they were talking about, or they kind of just acted on the things that they wanted to believe, agenda oriented programming, but it wasn't necessarily true. So in history, what history says, what people say in their daily life and the things they said, not what historians had written necessarily, but what people who were living at the time had said was like these fallen angels came down from the sky and these fire chariots, and they were very tall, and they had these tools, equipment that they were able to build walls and things and whatever with, right? And they were able to teach humankind how to get by on this planet. So, and then as the years went on, I mean, if you know about that whole narrative and whatever, where the angels mated with the human girls, and then boom, they were popping out giants and all that. There's all that too, which is written about a lot, you know. But just religion in general, the rules are very suspicious, man, of just power and control, right? And the contradiction is very, very real. That's what I don't like about this stuff, man. So many of my friends describe themselves as spiritual and not religious. And I love that because really that's what it's all about. And I think that the more you get into having, if what you celebrate is fun, at least it's not like dogmatic or something. Okay, I have to give 20% of my income to the Catholic Church because they demand it. You know what I mean? Like you have no choice, really. You really have no choice, you know. And then whatever they do is what they do with it, and it's not, you know. I don't, I don't like organizations that I can't support an organization that doesn't drive their belief systems not in line with mine. So I can't use my money to do this stuff like that. It's bad enough that a lot of my tax dollars go for things that are unwarranted and not for the betterment of mankind or our country or our society, but more just to as payoffs. You know, I mean, a lot of these politicians, they commit crimes, they do terrible things, and then all those fines, all this stuff when they step out of their office and they get fined, those insurance companies don't pay for them from the state or the federal government. It comes out of the taxpayers' dollars. And that could be millions of dollars, for people who act out and they're not personally or financially liable. And I think that's wrong. So this is the world that we're in. This is why you need spirit guides. You know what I mean? Think that Andrew Cuomo, the former governor of New York, had a spirit guide every time he tried to grab one of those young girls, and that the little angel will pop up. It'd be like a version of him too. Can you imagine Cuomo as an angel? I could never even imagine that. You know how he talks. Bing, the angel pops up. If you put your hands on that girl, You're not going to be governor anymore. And then the devil, Andrew Cuomo, pops up on the other shoulder. Boom. If you don't touch her, you're not a man. So show her some of that toxic masculinity that I taught you. And little Como Angel be like, no, it's not good. I plead with you to do the right thing, the Christian thing. And you know the rest of the story. Angel lost, unfortunately. But isn't the devil an angel? That's the confusion. Because it is. It was supposedly the first angel, right? Who challenged the throne. And then Michael, the archangel, took the devil and threw him down to earth, along with anybody that wanted to go with him or anybody who also fought, showing you that it's an infallible system if it can be challenged like that. Oh, so confusing, so confusing, so confusing. So, not really. It's not. It's actually very plain to me. But archangels are powerful spiritual figures that tend to come with a specialty. For instance, Archangel Michael represents protection, courage, and truth. So you can call on that energy anytime you need. I'll say this though. And all these investigations that we do, when there's something bad there and we need to move somebody along, whatever, we say that Archangel Michael prayer and then everything is A-OK after that. So yeah. So there, all you people. Other angels may not come with a specific name. It may feel like they're yours and yours alone. If you sense an angelic presence, feel free to ask them their name and what they're there to teach you. See? That's honest, man. Then you have ancestors and ascended masters, right? There's a theory that when somebody dies, their spirit ascends to a higher plane where it can stay to assist humans on their earthly paths before reincarnating again. Like customer service. You know what I mean? They're kind of there. They don't know where they are. They're on that little plane higher. They may have the answer. They may not. You might get disconnected after 45 minutes of being on the phone with AT&T, waiting to talk to some person. So these can be relatives you knew in this lifetime, people or ancestors from previous lives, the spirits your soul has been in contact with before. These particular spirits come with a wealth of information that they acquire on Earth. Plus, they gain the knowledge of all that is simply by being in ascended form. So they know a little bit more and they got some message, right? Some people refer to ascended masters as the big guns, like Buddha and Jesus. But I've seen these come through as only any spirit energy with impressive things to teach and share. You really think that Jesus has all for that free time to go talk to everybody? All these people that say they saw Jesus. I saw Jesus. I saw Jesus. I was 19 years old. I had poked on a cigarette, Marlboro cigarette, man. I looked at it and it had the face of Jesus on it. But yeah, but yeah, but all right. It really comes down to, I think that, yeah, sure, you could put, yeah, it's Buddha, Ronald Reagan, whatever, you could say anybody. My spirit guide is Ronald Reagan. Well, I don't recall. I don't recall. Hey, Ronnie, remember when I messed up like that? Oh God, it was terrible. I don't recall. I love you. I love that. Plant and animal spirits. So, animism is the belief that objects, creatures, and even places all have a soul or distinct spiritual essence. And for many people, their guides come in the form of, plant and animal spirits. Plant, you know what I mean? Sometimes those killer tomatoes can be guarding you, man. I like that. I like that. To mess with my killer tomatoes. What's your spirit guiding spirit? I have a wolf. She's in the moon and comes to me at night and watches over me all the time. The wolf. You ever know anybody like that? They all got wolf stuff all over their house, like wolf spreads, wolf blankets, wolf pillows. What's your spirit guide? Mine's the killer tomato. he's really good with the caprese salad. He's tough on mozzarella, man, and spinach. Don't watch out for my killer tomato. He'll pulverize you. He'll turn you into tomato juice. Bah. If you could have a wolf, I could have a killer tomato. Why not? What about corn? Corn's dangerous. It's very, very spiny. Very dangerous corn is. You know what I mean? I won't mess with corn. Corn's killed people before. Don't know about tomatoes. But killer tomatoes, that's a whole different animal right there. So plant spirits can pop up when you're working with a specific herb or flower. Probably people who smoke a lot of weed have that experience. Or if you spend a lot of time in nature, feel free to assign your own meaning to these guides and ask them what they have to show you. Yes, wipe yourself with poison oak and you will understand something different about the universe. Right then and there. So deities, don't wipe yourself with poison oak. I'm not taking that. If you do. All right. Deities. Every culture has a strong connection to a deity or multiple deities. These belief systems usually consist of one or more god or goddesses, some imparting judgment and punishment, and all of them with a set of supernatural powers. I think they all basically have a collector too, the one who goes around and collecting the money. There's that, right? Power Rangers, man. It's the Power Rangers. So if you feel drawn to particular deities or certain god or goddess energy shows up in your life often, foster that connection by learning more about them. Read up on their stories and characteristics. Each one comes with its own rich mythology, and many have lessons to teach. How about galactic beings? You ever watch that Battlestar Galactica, man? You know, Apollo. Some people believe that many of us have ancestral connections to different galaxies. This system suggests that souls haven't just reincarnated here on Earth, but on stars and planets light years away. If you feel like you've never really belonged here on Earth and feel a spark of energy when you hear about potential being related star based spiritual teams and systems, yeah, I feel that. Keep waiting for that ship to come and get me the hell out of here. Oh, God. So freaking long. All right. So, and we're all made of stardust, right? My sister Mel says in your DNA, that DNA sparks memories in your brain, in your system. And sometimes these can be ancestral memories. Sometimes they could be distant, far off in the galaxy memories, especially if we're made of that stardust. It really comes down to a very interesting thing with DNA and genes, man. If you look into it, it's fascinating. Fascinating. So, and how about universal and spirit energy? Many people don't see, sense, or hear any particular guide, but instead tap the all knowing energy of the universe. This is the collective sea of unconscious energy that connects all of us, a spiritual source of energy that is all around us and also is all of us. You can call it universe, spirit, source, or God. You always have access to it and it always is there. If you don't feel connected with a specific spirit, animal, plant, or galactic energy, this might be the way to go. Of course, if you have deep connections to your spiritual guidance team and a more universal energy, you can do that too. Whatever. Whatever doesn't cost you money. Does that work? How's that? Or yeah, you want to buy some candles and get naked and dance in front of a fire? That's the best right there. You know what I mean? Send pictures. But the reality is, for all this, you're a sinner. Jesus died for your sins. You bastard. And I'm thinking, like, you know what? That's really a terrible thing to say to somebody, especially a kid. Jesus died for my sins. You know how I'm living. Or maybe I should sin more. I don't want people to die in vain in my name. You know what I mean? It's decisions, decisions, decisions. I keep thinking, but then, yeah, there it goes. It comes down to whose whose story you're going to believe. So the Buddha, I'll quote, I'll quote the Buddha, Lao Tzu too, and all these amazing philosophers of the past said that we're all on our own mission. We're on our own journey. So then when you start thinking of that, okay, we're on our own journey. So then other people's interpretation of things really doesn't have anything to do with me because I'm just living my own life. No one is like me as far as I am concerned. Therefore, I have nothing to compare myself with, only what I do, you know? So, like in my work, right? When I do my job, I, it's a mission to me, you know. And then when you're on fire like that and you're it's fast paced and you like what you do, you know, it's not a job. It becomes something else. You know, it puts you in the zone. So I think that the universe doesn't have an incredible amount of randomness, believe it or not. You know, it just seems like decisions are choices are very narrow as far as people go, you know. And if you want to attain, if you really want to attain enlightenment, there's only one way to go, and you have to give up all those negative things that so many people hold on to, like selfishness and anger and hate. You know, all the stuff that drags people down and keeps them in that hole. Then they meet other people in that hole and they end up that staying there because they get comfortable, right? So terrible. You know, when I was young, I remember they had this zoo going around, and you know, it was like one of those parking lot zoos or whatever. They had a bald eagle in the back of this truck, you know, like a cage and whatever. And I looked in that eagle's eyes, and I just felt like just what the epitome of mankind would take something so beautiful and so free and also the symbol of the country and cage it up and roll it from town to town in heavy traffic and treat the thing, take it totally out of its nature, you know. And that's the pity of it all, isn't it? The pity of it all. And I think if you can be one of those people that can fix those situations, that can make some good in this world, any act of kindness, any little scrape of it is going to cause some kind of good. And we all have the ability, you know? So anyway, let's see. Anyway, let me get let me get on with this instead of yakking away. All right. So, 10 simple, beautiful ways of getting in touch with your spirit guide. Boom, boom. How about music? You ever think music? I know my spirit guides like certain music because they put songs in my head that wouldn't normally be in my head. When my mom died, like right there, this song from Missing Persons started playing in my head. Destination unknown, doo 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 doo. That song, it just played in my head over and over and over again. I like the band. I remember them from back in, I think it was the 80s or whatever. Whatever. But I don't own that type of music and whatever. But I started listening to that song on on YouTube just over and over again, crying my face off. And it's such a weird thing. And there was no reason for that song to be in my head. I mean, in such a tragic moment, this just boom, it was there. And it was kind of funny. It was also like my mom's sense of humor. There's a lot of things that are attached there. It's very weird, man. But I get it, you know? So anyway, yeah. If you're gonna reach out, that inner knowing, you know, that feeling or sense that you know something, the voice from within, that thought, that feeling, like my sister Mel and her granddaughter talk to each other all day long in their heads. It's something that they both do. They communicate. They're in different places, different states. They talk to each other in their heads. It's amazing, and I've known this from other people too. It's a communication. You can look to that pineal gland for that, right? What many believe is that telepathic process, and then it comes down to quantum tunneling, instantaneous of energy moving from one place to the other. So there you go. How about sparks of light? Sparks of light are another indicator of a spirit guide's presence. Sometimes your guide's with you. You see little sparks of light. Could also be having a stroke, so you might want to be quick with the 911. Dial 91 and wait if you get a message, or you know you need to hit that one again. So, how about books falling off the shelf? This happened to my mom when her father died, my grandfather, who had lived in San Francisco. And middle of the night, she heard a big ruckus in her living room. Boom! Actually, it was three things. This is going to sound crazy. First thing, the doorbell had rung multiple times. Ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. This is Long Island, bedroom community, Massapequa, you know, nobody around at night, 2:30 in the morning. People like me stirring around out the streets. So she gets up, goes to the front door, looks out the window because she didn't know who the hell it was. 2 o'clock in the morning, ringing her bell. Didn't see anything, and just kind of looked around. I guess she looked in the backyard, out the window, then went back to bed. And then the phone rang. Ring, 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 ring. She gets up. This is just like 10 minutes later. She gets up, goes, answers the phone. Nobody there. Hangs up the phone. Goes back into the bedroom. And then, she was with her person at the time, her significant other. And they were bewildered. They didn't know what was going on. 2:30 in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever. So then, 10 minutes later, she hears this big boom in the living room. Boom! Goes out there, and a book that was on the shelf, encyclopedia that was up on the top for California, fell on the floor and opened up to exactly the same page of the town where her father lived in California. And then come the following day, that she got the call that he had passed away in the middle of the night, you know. So interesting when you think of these things, right? So the book falls off the shelf, you should pay attention, man. And I don't know. Step number one, get into the habit of asking. I read a book one time, said don't be afraid to ask for what you want, right? The first step to connecting with a spirit guide is to get into the habit of asking. We often forget that we have guidance within us and around us. In the business of day-to-day life, it's really easy to forget this connection. When we forget that we can call on spirit for help, or we can start rely on our strength, our own strength, and their strength too. But that's when the fear sets in, apparently. Therefore, the first step is to get into the habit of asking your spirit guide, because then you think your spirit guide is going to turn his back on you. So there's that paranoia, you know? The more you ask, the more you receive, period. This about all the things, says the Pope. This about all the things that you need help with. Maybe you need help conceiving, trying to have a baby. I think that's people's problem. Help or making more money. If you're gonna have a baby, you better be making more money. Or healing a relationship that's struggling because you had a baby and you ain't got enough money. So there goes that. Make a list of what you need. You can tell a woman wrote this. I'm just saying, make a list of what you need. Guys never think like that. Your spirit guides help with. Make a list of 5 to 10 biggest things to help with. Do this now, right now. Write it down right now. Do it. Once you make this list, your next step is to offer up everything you need help with and invite your spirit guides to reveal solutions. Yeah, you gotta admit your faults. Your spirit guide's gonna say, you know what your problem is. You know what you should do. You know where you messed up. Sounds like an ex. Sounds like my paranoia. Doesn't sound like someone's guiding me. All right. Only call in the guides of the highest truth and compassion. Remember always to call in the guides of the highest truth and compassion. You don't want to invite the funky guides to the party. Be very specific. I don't know, man. My party's got a lot of funk. You know what I mean? You're gonna find some funkadelic people in my party. And if that angel ain't funkadelic, I don't need those bad vibes. Also, I'm not the kind of person that pushes people to the back of the line because they're lesser of a performer. Maybe they have some good information. Maybe they have some information that I can use over the more popular angels like Jesus or the devil. You know what I mean? So, as with the human world or Buddha, there are lots of different characteristics, and we don't want to invite every character over for dinner. Exclusionary. Anyway, how about step number 2? How much time we got left? All right, we're all right. Step number 2. The second step is connecting your spirit guides. You gotta listen. Listen to them. The way to do this is to you meditate. Everybody's got that time to meditate. You can meditate in your car as you're driving to work. You can meditate in the bathroom. You can meditate. Basically doing anything, right? The second step, you meditate, man. You hook into that world. When you meditate, you quiet your mind so that you can hear the wisdom of the guidance is within you. My mom taught me to meditate when I was a little kid, man. I was probably maybe 4 years old or 5 years old. I was fascinated by the whole thing. We have to slow down our vibration and become aligned with the presence of these guides. When we attune our energy to the frequency of love and peace, we can more easily connect with the vibrational messaging of our spirit guides. So align your energy through prayer and meditation. Pray if you like it. Meditate, same type of stuff, right? Same. So you do that. You do it, man, and then you try to make some kind of good out of it. It's just a good way of connecting with the energy that's going through your brain and inside, right? Even to sort things out, you just shut it all out. You shut it down. How about step number 3? Write with your spirit guide. So once you've meditated, you're ready. Your next step is to write with your spirit guides. Open a journal. See, guys don't have journals, man. I don't know any guy, no dude, none that has a journal. Just saying. If I don't know one, then there's a thing. Open your journal or just grab a few sheets of paper At the top, write an invitation to them, such as, "Thank you, guides of the highest truth and compassion, for revealing me the solutions of these issues." See, already, this has gotten me like anxious because already it sounds very complicated. I don't like ritual and I don't like having, oh, now I got to get a journal and get a piece of paper and write down all these things I want. And then, God forbid someone catches all that. You're going to hear it in court one day. So, yeah, great. So, yeah, no, you just do it in your brain, do it in your mind, in your brain. And yeah, you can hear stuff in court one day, relationships get into business, which gets into court stuff. You think that people in business don't go to court? They do. So you can thank your spirit guides, right, for whatever they do for you. And then let's see. Then you can let your pen flow. You can write, "Dear guides of the highest truth and compassion, I welcome you to write through me now." And you let your pen flow. You kind of just do that psychic writing. Shh, 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 shh. What if it says like, "You're an asshole, leave me alone, get out"? That's the classic haunted house flair. Get out. Anyway, you guys may speak directly at you. Maybe you don't want to write. Right? Step 4: ask for a sign. Your guide can play fun games with you, like Monopoly or Scrabble. Then they like to show you that they're present, so get playful with them and ask for a sign. Have you never asked for a sign before, or have you asked but not known whether you received it? And know whether you've received clear guidance. You'll be blown away when you start to ask your guides. See this, and you're putting a lot into what there's like negative spirits around. You're putting a lot on the table with that kind of trust. Step 5: pay attention. What? And you ask, why am I reading this if I'm criticizing it? That's why. I'm telling you where it's wrong and what you should do instead, maybe. Step 5: pay pay attention to the guidance you receive. It's one thing to ask for guidance, it's another thing to witness it, to really take it in and relish in the presence that's supporting you. I love relish. Relish on a nice hot dog. Oh yeah. Some some yellow mustard. I'm hungry. When you pay attention to the guidance you receive, you're letting yourself be in the awe and wonder of all the love that is around you. This beautiful feeling is available when you truly let yourself witness the amazing support that is always with you. The practice of paying attention to guidance isn't about demanding. You don't go around all day asking, "Where's my guidance? Where's my guidance? God damn it, where's my guidance?" Instead, you simply allow yourself to be open to the wonder of that guidance. You think Andrew Cuomo will ever be somebody's guiding angel? I don't know why that popped in my head. You know why? Because all the Cuomo brothers are fired from their jobs right now, and I feel vindicated in a weird way. That's why. So, step number 6, and I gotta move it because time's ticking away. Stay in an energy gratitude. Shift the way you talk to your guides if you find yourself thinking like, "Guides, why haven't you given me this yet?" Or, "Guides, I don't believe in you. You haven't shown up. You haven't done anything for me. What have you done for me lately? You know what your problem is. You know what you should do, guides." You're showing your distrust for them. You're telling them that you're not really open to their guidance. No, you're doing that you're a narcissistic brat that just can't help your own damn self. They're not sitting there doing stuff for you, you know? It's about helping you help yourself. Jesus. Jesus. You don't think Jesus gets frustrated? You don't think Buddha? You don't think Buddha gets frustrated? He left his wife and kid, Buddha. He left the whole palace. He took off, left them hanging for he was gone. He was gone for years. Wasn't seeing how people suffer. The guy had some kind of psychological issue. Want to go out and see people suffer. You left your wife and kid behind, man. Anyway, your gratitude keeps your relationships strong. Oh yeah. We don't have enough time to even go into that one. Oh boy. Step number 7, release the outcome and trust in the plan better than your own. So your plan isn't worth anything. So you have to trust in the plan that's better that your guides are going to give you, but you may not know what the hell that is. Your guides have a plan that's better than yours. They're loving and wise, and then they want to bring the right relationship, the right career, the doctor you need, the experience that will help you, the doctor you need. You will get in the way of what guidance is. It's often avoided divine guidance. People don't want to look at it. They don't want to know it. You want to control the situations. How about this? Just control yourself. Don't worry about controlling anybody else. Control yourself, and don't think too much. Don't think too little. Don't think too much, and you'll be in the zone. Right. Step number 8: be more childlike. Stomp your feet and demand stuff. That's all. If you have young kids in your life, you may be aware that many children can still see their guides. They may even speak about them. Usually, around the age of 7, the veil starts to close and we shut down the guidance system. To lift that veil and reconnect with your guides, be more childlike. Yeah, go get poop in your pants, roll around the floor, and yell and scream. There you go. And then when it's Christmas, ask for everything that's $1,000. You know, ask for everything that's $1,000. Jump on a trampoline. Go for a run. Paint, swim, cook. Kids cook. There's some easy bake oven action. I don't know about that. Whenever she says this one, whenever I'm cooking, I feel the presence of my guides around me. Maybe they're hungry. Hungry. Step number 9, ask your spirit guides for their names if you feel called to do so. Uh, you don't have to do this step, but if you want to do this step, you can do this step. Just call out their name and whatever, and they'll give you the name sometimes. All right. And step number 10, finally, trust in your own psychic ability. Believe in yourself. Believe in your capacity to call on his presence. Believe in your abilities. Believe in your knowledge. Believe in yourself. Ah, may love and pure joy come into all of our lives. Life can be dark, but our spirit angels will always be there to guide us. Unless they're not, then you die a horrible death and painful too. Trust in yourself and your angels, or you're done for. Bomb. What the Beatles say? All we need is money. Wah, 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 wah. All I need is money. Wah, 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 wah. All we need is money. Money. I'd give it all up for a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more. I'll see you guys next week on this here show. A little more. Bye.